Thank you so much for joining our move-in, shipping, and mail services overview. My name is Kyle Rice, and I'm the Director of Operations for Housing and Residence Life at Tulane.
Hi, my name is Jay Marlborough. I'm the Director of Mail Services and Logistics at Tulane University.
In today's video, we will be reviewing the move-in timeline, what to bring, and shipping information, as well as how to find out more about your residence hall and a move-in walkthrough. Here are some critical dates for this year's move-in process. Students will be sent a move-in time slot in May and will have a window of time in early June to select an alternative time slot if they wish. In early July, students will be sent their room assignments via email and will be sent more information about shipping. We will cover more on this later, but our delivery window for packages to arrive on campus this year will be July 15th through 30th. Our move-in dates for fall 2024 are August 11th through 13th for new students living on campus for the first time, and August 15th through 17th for returning and transfer students.
Okay, now we're going to talk about shipping and packages.
First, we'd like to talk a little bit about what to ship to campus, what to bring with you, and what to buy after move-in day. Most things can be shipped to campus, like your bedding, your towel, and your clothes. Some things you will not want to ship to campus. These are things that you'll want to carry on your person while you're traveling. The clothes that you need, medications, and toiletries that you'll need for your trip, as well as any valuables, should not be shipped. Another important exception to shipping are liquids and gels like laundry detergent or cleaning supplies. You should not plan to ship those items and instead plan to purchase them once you've arrived in New Orleans. Other things to consider buying after move-in day is any decor that you would want after having seen your space in person. Again, most things can be shipped to campus. And what you can't ship, you can probably purchase locally. By shipping things to campus, this will give you less items that you need to bring with you in person and less items that you'll need to move across campus on move-in day.
Hi, now I'm going to talk a little bit about shipping packages. So all students are going to be sent a packet of information about shipping and the Ship to Room program in late June, early July. This packet will be sent to each new student's permanent address on file, and to all students, both new and returning, will receive this via their Tulane email. If for some reason your physical packet is delayed in the mail, you can always print out the digital packet and have the needed labels and shipping information for you. So students should be planning to ship their packages to arrive here at Tulane no earlier than July 15th and no later than July 30th. This will be our shipping window so that these items will be stored and so that they will be delivered to your room prior to your arrival. For this program, we are permitting 6 packages that will be delivered to your room for free of charge. This will exclude any packages that are bought through the USS Dormco site. These will not be counted as part of those 6. Anything beyond that 6, students will be charged an additional $10 to deliver those additional packages that arrive during the shipping window. Okay, some more information on shipping. Linen kits and other room decor purchased through University and Student Services Dormco will not count as part of your 6 boxes. Items from Dormco, though, must be bought through the link on the USS website in order to be exempt from that box limit. Some other shipping restrictions that you should be aware of. We will not accept boxes weighing more than 50 pounds. Boxes should not be larger than about 20 by 20 by 20 approximately. Some deviation from that is okay. The key thing to remember is no more than 50 pounds. Rugs sent should not be larger than 5 by 7. TVs larger than 50 inches will not be accepted. No appliances or furniture weighing more than 50 pounds. And items that are students not permitted to have on campus, of course, will not be accepted. This includes a lot of cooking devices such as toasters, hot plates, air fryers, and so forth. We will also have discounted shipping will be available through the Tulane University's Mail Services Shipping Portal. We'll talk more about that in a moment.
Here we've provided some examples of shipping options. We try to provide a lot of different options for families, but we know that that can be confusing. So we've outlined some example scenarios for what students may choose to ship from home versus a vendor and what that might cost, factoring in 6 boxes delivered for free or the free boxes from Dormco through USS. So you can see how different scenarios might play out, because it's possible to leverage shipping discounts and still have more packages delivered for less cost than just shipping from home. So if I'm student 1, I have everything shipped to my home and then I repackage it for shipping and I pay shipping through FedEx. In this scenario, student 1 is still taking advantage of their 6 free delivery boxes, but the shipping costs could still be high depending on your shipping costs from your location. In our second scenario, student 2 is still shipping from home, but they're buying some things through USS Dormco. So they have a total of 9 packages coming, but because their USS packages are free for in-room delivery, they have shipped 6 boxes or less. So they have no in-room delivery costs and are only paying their shipping costs. So in this scenario, they've saved some money on their total costs versus student number 1. In our last example, this student ships a few less boxes from home. They're also buying some things through USS and Dormco, and they're buying a few things from Amazon directly to campus. They have saved on their costs by leveraging free shipping from Amazon or other major retailers, and while they paid $10 for every box over their first 6 boxes and their USS Dormco packages, this was still less expensive than shipping from home. So we hope that this can clarify for you some of the ways that you could utilize your various shipping options to help you take advantage of shipping costs from vendors. An important note: if you ship directly from a retailer, please use regular mailed delivery methods. Do not use same-day delivery type options. These delivery folks often do not know how to deliver to our on-campus mailroom, and they may leave your packages sitting outside of a residence hall in the elements. These halls are not staffed until fall move-in, and your package could be damaged or go missing should you choose to use this type of shipping method. Some good tips for reducing your shipping costs are to consolidate items from home and use our Tulane shipping portal, which we'll talk more about in a minute. Again, as Jay mentioned, this uses our Tulane shipping discounts. So if you're using FedEx, it makes a lot of sense to utilize that portal and make sure you're getting the best price. Use the USS website and order from Dormco, as all of these packages are free for in-room delivery. Consider using vendors with free shipping. We still encourage you to consolidate your packages from these vendors to keep your total box count down, because packages over the first 6 boxes, excluding your Dormco packages, cost $10 to be delivered to your room. One additional tip is, if you use vendors like Amazon, you may want to check that your packages are actually coming from the same vendor, as Amazon has multiple vendors. So if you make several purchases, but they're from different vendors on that site, those will all likely arrive in separate packages. Jay, would you like to talk about options for local students?
Yes. For students who live locally in the New Orleans area or areas nearby, who would like to actually drop off their items ahead of time instead of actually shipping them, because you live closer, you could drive in. To arrange these drop-offs, you can email us at mailbox@tulane.edu, and we'll send you instructions on how we can schedule a drop-off. We'll schedule you for a specific day and time of day, and give you the location of where those can be dropped off. All shipping restrictions still apply to packages that are dropped off, and keep in mind that the 6-box limit also applies to any boxes that are dropped off. All right, I'd like to talk now a little bit about the Mail Services Tulane FedEx shipping portal. This portal will allow you to be able to ship your items from home that you've packaged up and are all ready to go. By utilizing this portal, we're leveraging Tulane's special FedEx rates, which can save you up to 20% off the FedEx prices had you gone directly to FedEx to ship these yourself. Also, by using this portal, this ensures that Tulane Mail Services has total visibility of your shipments from creation to delivery. It's going to make it easier for our team to address any issues that might arise in the shipping process. Mail service will be able to take special care to ensure that items sent through the portal make it all the way through and to your dorm room, provided they arrive within that shipping window. So how does the portal work? Well, you'll access the portal through our Tulane website, and you'll log in using your Tulane username and password. This would be the same username and password that you'll use for instance, to access your Tulane email. It will bring you into the site where you'll be prompted to enter shipping, weight, and box dimensions for the portal. It's very important to make sure that you get those weights and dimensions correct because it's an important factor in the cost and would make sure the costing is accurate. Once you enter that information, it will ask you for the ship to address. The address is already locked in as 61 Newcomb Place, which is the student's Tulane address. You will have to add and make sure your name and your student mail code are correct into those fields where that's appropriate. It'll give you some options for shipping, and then you'll be able to pay those fees with a credit card, print out the labels, attach them to your packages. You can either make arrangements to drop those off at any FedEx authorized shipping location, or there's also an option where you can request FedEx Ground to pick those up from your location. Please keep in mind, however, that if you do request a pickup, there will be additional fees for that. So once those are done, you should make sure to include some of the identification labels that were also sent in your packet. These have your mail code number and your name. These should be attached to the boxes on multiple sides and are basically a big help as we see lots of packages. With these labels on them, it makes it easy to identify you and where they're going. So make sure they're staged in the right place for ultimate delivery to your room. Okay, so I'd like to just go over a little bit about the package delivery process so you can understand the whole way it works. So you'll be shipping a package. Those packages, once shipped, they'll arrive at one of our warehouse locations here in the New Orleans area. Once those packages arrive and are processed, the student will receive a delivery confirmation email from Tulane Mail Services that let them know packages arrived, it's being staged for delivery to your room. Those packages are then staged in these warehouses, sorted by dorm, room numbers, and so forth. Our partners at USS and Housing and Residence Life actually do the delivery of those packages into the room. And then once the packages are delivered into the room, the student will get another email confirming that the package has arrived in the room along with a photograph of the packages. Now, within the process, don't be alarmed if you may get more than one email for multiple deliveries to the room. Sometimes things get separated and USS will have to make more than one trip into the room. So please don't worry if your tracking information from FedEx says your package is being held or if the delivery location is in St. Rose, Louisiana. It's actually part of our process to reroute packages so that they can be properly staged for the in-room delivery. Wait for that email from Tulane Mail Services to confirm that your packages have arrived and are awaiting final delivery to your room. Thank you.
Now we're going to talk a little bit about your room information. New students will receive their housing assignments in early to mid-July. Returning students have already selected their housing assignment or were assigned and notified of their housing placement. Once students get their assignments, we encourage you to talk to your roommate about what you plan to bring to campus, what items you may or may not be willing to share, as this conversation can help you reduce duplicate items that you're bringing from home. Our room change process will happen 3 weeks after students arrive on campus. So please note when you get your assignment that room changes are not possible prior to arrival. Once students get their assignments, it's natural for them to want to see what their room looks like. You can find information about what rooms look like on the Housing and Residence Life website. Each housing community has a 360-degree photo of the most common room type in that hall. We can give you an idea of possible setup and what that might look like utilizing those photos. Those pages also include some sample dimensions for room and furniture. We often get requests to measure or photograph specific rooms. We completely understand your desire to plan your space, but we do not have the staff available to do this for those requests. Please utilize the information provided on the website. Also, please note that the information on the website is general information for our most common room types. Each room will vary slightly from room to room. This is one example of the information you can find on those pages on the Housing and Residence Life website. All right, now let's talk about move-in. Again, here you can see our move-in dates. For students approved to move in early, they will have their move-in date adjusted and will receive confirmation in July. Specific check-in instructions will be sent to all early arrivals. Check-in instructions will vary depending on the date a student moves in, so it is very, very important that students that are approved for early arrival read their Tulane email thoroughly for their specific instructions. Any student approved for early arrival will not have time slots if they are not arriving within the dates listed on this slide. Students that arrive after the move-in window will check in with Housing and Residence Life at their office in River Hall. All students must be checked in with a Housing and Residence Life staff member. Students should not attempt to gain access to their space via a roommate without checking in, regardless of when they arrive on campus. It is essential that all students be checked in and that we have a record of them arriving to campus for the safety and security of all students. Please note that our students that are approved for a very early arrival may arrive to campus before some of their shipped packages. Please bring all items that you will need with you for the first few nights on campus. Most students will arrive to campus during their designated time slot. This doesn't mean that a student only has 30 minutes to move in. This is the window of time in which we would like students to arrive to campus on their check-in day. This allows us to space out our arrivals, reduce traffic congestion both on the streets around campus as well as in the check-in tents, building elevators, and other move-in locations. Students that experience travel delays should come to campus and check in when they arrive. You can always check in after your move-in time slot, just not before. Students arriving after the centralized check-in operation has closed for their specific move-in day will be emailed instructions to their Tulane email for how to complete an after-hours check-in. You do not need to contact anyone if you're going to be delayed. After students are sent their time slot, they will have a 2-week window in early June to adjust their time slots. Once that window closes, your time slot will be solidified. If you have an emergency, please contact Housing and Residence Life at housing@tulane.edu via email to see what time slots might still be available. An important note is that we're not adding more time slots to move-in days, as these are based on move-in capacity, but we're happy to see if there are any alternative time slots available for emergency situations. Students will receive a check-in packet with a check-in pass in July via their housing portal. This will confirm your time slot, and there are pieces of this packet that should be printed prior to arrival. So all students should log in and read this thoroughly before traveling to campus. For all students arriving during their time slot, they must check in via the centralized check-in process. This process is for both brand new students to campus as well as all returning students. You cannot bypass this step and gain access to your room at your residence hall. You will be directed back to the check-in process. Our residence hall desk staff will not have room keys or the ability to code student cards on that day. You must be checked in through the centralized process. Students will enter campus on Ben Weiner Drive and will be checked in using the check-in code in their move-in packet on their housing portal. Students may have guests and family accompany them to assist with their move-in. All guests must be escorted by their resident host while in a residential community. There's no limit to how long a guest can help a student move in, but we do ask that guests and families remove their car from the parking structure and depart campus by 10 p.m. in order to help us prepare for the next day's arrivals. Once students are ready to check in at their slot, you will approach campus via South Claiborne Avenue and enter the check-in queue on Ben Weiner Drive. This is right next to the Tulane baseball and football stadiums, so it's hard to miss. You will see a Housing and Residence Life tent on Ben Weiner Drive and staff near the Recreation Center. Staff will scan your move-in pass and give students their check-in materials. This will include a student's splash card or campus ID if they're a brand new student that submitted their photo to card services as directed earlier in the summer. They will also get their key to if their building requires a physical key to enter their room. You'll then proceed to park in the parking structure or be let out by your rideshare. Students will be able to check out a moving bin and proceed to move in any items from their vehicle. As you see on the map, this is a centralized process. Everyone is parking in the same location and then moving through campus to their residence halls. This is another very good reason to use the in-room delivery program as much as you can. This is designed to make your move-in day as easy as possible. The hope is that this will prevent you from having to carry or wheel your items across campus on what will likely be a very warm day. We will, of course, provide move-in bins and other support for those days, but we do highly encourage ship to room. Students will not be able to check in before their time slot. This includes trying to drop things off the night before, or just wanting to pop in to see what a room looks like, and entering the check-in queue early. If your time slot is already passed, please join the check-in queue as soon as you arrive. There will be support for students and guests that cannot walk to their residence halls. This is a map of the move-in process I just described. You will see Claiborne Avenue on the left, and you will drive in on Ben Weiner Drive. That is the blue line on the map. You'll drive past the stadiums. You will check in near the die ball parking structure, and then you will go and park in that location. You will see that adjacent to that structure is where our welcome tent and move-in bins and golf carts will be stationed. Here are some frequently asked questions about the pre-move-in and move-in process. So you may be wondering if the Housing and Residence Life website can tell you the exact color or style of the walls in your room. This is very similar to asking for measurements. We do not have the ability to give specific information about individual rooms, like wall color, brick color, or exact measurements. Please use the information that is available on our website.
Another question is, how much do I really need to ship to campus before my students arrive? Do students usually ship more than 6 boxes? The best strategy is to ship what the student needs for their first few weeks of school. This would include clothing, dishes, sheets, towels, etc. Room decor and other accessories can always be purchased after your student has seen their room and can determine how they want to decorate it and exactly how much space they actually have.
Another question we're frequently asked is, once I've checked in, can I drive my car up to my student's building to unload? All students and families should plan to park in the die ball parking structure for their move-in and then walk to their residence halls. This includes the evening after move-in day has concluded. There is no parking available in other locations on campus. At many of our residence halls, there's not even parking near those facilities. It's just not the way our campus was designed. But we will have moving carts and volunteers once you arrive to campus to help you move your students' items to the hall. So you do not need to bring dollies or hire movers for that day. We will have golf carts and moving bins available. Another frequently asked question is, do I need to purchase water service for my student? You do not need to purchase water service for your student. The tap water in New Orleans is perfectly safe to drink, and water service is not required. However, if students want a supply of chilled water in their room or they need filtered water, they can sign up directly with USS at uandss.com/Tulane and rent a water cooler.
Another question is, do I need my room assignments to send my packages? Actually, no, you do not. What you'll need is your student's individual mail code. Each student gets a unique number that is their mail code and the mailing address. This, of course, will be provided in that packet, which will come in late June, early July.
Another question about move-in day is, if I'm not able to physically lift items and carry them to my student's room, will there be help? There will be staff available in the residence halls to assist you and your students with their items if they cannot carry them on their own. However, please note that our student staff that are available to help are not professional movers, and they're there to assist folks that may have mobility issues. This is another great reason for students living in the residence halls, especially those without elevators, to use our Ship to Room program so that items will be preloaded into your room. Residence halls without elevators include Josephine Louise, Warren, the Aaron Apartments, and the Deculabat townhomes.
I got another question, of course, is if I live locally or nearby Tulane, can I drop off my items for in-room delivery? Yes, you absolutely can. You'll schedule an appointment to drop off those packages by contacting mailbox@tulane.edu. We'll give you specific instructions on where to set those up, and we'll set up a specific day and time for you to do so. Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us about move-in and the shipping process. If you have any questions at all, please contact Housing and Residence Life at housing@tulane.edu or shipping and mail services at mailbox@tulane.edu. Thank you so much, and we cannot wait to welcome you to campus this fall. Roll Wave.